Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from MSN and the New York Times. I'm assuming it was published originally in the Times, and then MSN picked it up. It was published on May 24th. It's written by Julian E. Barnes and David E. Sanger. Now, I honestly think that the left, the deep state, the Democrats, and I'm not talking like the leftist type left. I'm talking about like the neo-lib involved with the Democrats, like Silicon Valley, members of the legacy media, those types when I say left. But I think the left, the Democrats, the deep state, all of them are freaking out a little bit with what Trump has done here. Anyway, the title. Potential clash over secrets looms between Justice Department and the CIA. Because basically what he's done is he's like, all right, let's release everything that we can that led to and came about because of the Russian investigation. Or more precisely focusing on what's led to it, but yeah. President Trump's order allowing Attorney General William P. Barr to declassify any intelligence that led to the Russian investigation sets up a potential confrontation with the CIA. It effectively strips the agency of its most critical power, choosing which secrets it shares and which ones remain hidden, which to me, the CIA should not have that power. The CIA runs pretty much autonomously on its own with very little to no oversight. No agency of the federal government should be run that way. The idea of the government is to be accountable to the people, and the CIA is not accountable to us. Yet, we're supposed to be okay with them just being able to say, oh, sorry, national security, screw you. Mr. Trump said on Friday that he wanted Mr. Barr to go get to the bottom of what the intelligence agencies knew about the investigation into his campaign. He promised, we're exposing everything. Yes. See, I have no problems with this. I want to know what led to this. Because it's either going to lend more credence to this supposed evidence of Russia bullshit, or it's going to completely destroy it. To me, you want to get to the actual bottom of a situation, you want to know either way, whether it's true or whether it's false. But yet, you get this stonewalling situation where these intelligence agencies and the FBI and all, oh, well, we can't talk about it, national security. Well, that time is over. The president raised questions about CIA involvement in the origins of the Russia investigation, and other officials said Mr. Barr wanted to learn more about sources in Russia, including a key informant who helped the CIA conclude that President Vladimir V. Putin ordered the intrusion on the 2016 election, which there was no actual intrusion. They did not hack voting machines. They did not do anything like that to influence an election. Jesus H. Christ. But you want to push that bullshit. You people are pathetic. Mr. Trump also invoked two close allies, Australia and Britain, telling reporters he wanted the Attorney General to examine their roles in sharing intelligence about Russia's interference. Yes, exactly. Because you see, Britain and Australia, they really, the people that run those countries, they really didn't want Trump as president of the United States. They wanted their bitch Hillary. And they were involved in this shady, sleazy, attempted coup. The the removal of a legitimately elected president. Because they were afraid that he was going to ruffle feathers and screw with the status quo. Supposed allies were involved in this. And they're afraid that this is going to come out. That's one reason why, the CIA is going, oh, well, hey, we can't do it. National security. That's why FBI, national security. That's why the NSA, because they were involved a little bit, but it's why, they'll invoke the same shit. The declassification order served as Mr. Trump's counterpunch to the special counsel's investigation. No! That's completely a mischaracterization. It was not a counterpunch to the investigation itself. It's a defense, more accurately, to an attempted fucking coup, you dipshit. But you see, you're not going to admit that because you're just a New York Times lackey stooge. Or both of you are. Since the release of the Mueller report, the president has been trying to focus attention on his accusations that the FBI and intelligence agencies spied on his campaign. Wait a minute. Your paper reported that they were spying on the Trump campaign. I love how you want to ignore that. It came out in the New York Times. You sleazebags. The new order, former officials said, could be intended to give more ammunition to that effort. You people reported that they were spying on him. Now you want to play it like, oh, it's all on his head? Pathetic. You people truly are pathetic. The intelligence agency signaled on Friday that they would not easily give up their secrets. Of course not. They want to be able to operate above the law and without anyone knowing what they're doing. Dan Coates, the director of national intelligence, pledged to cooperate with the review, but also warned that the secrets of the intelligence community, or IC, must be protected. Translation, he ain't going to cooperate. He's literally going to help them cover this shit up. That's just my gut. I am confident that the Attorney General will work with the IC in accordance with the long-established standards to protect highly sensitive classified information that, if publicly released, would put our national security at risk, Mr. Coates said in a statement. But see, who creates the standard of putting our national security at risk? Oh, that's right. The same people who are going, oh, well, I can't tell you that, which would be like the CIA, the NSA, and other intelligence agencies. Think about that. They're the ones who set up the standards. And they want Trump and Barr and the people that are going to be involved in this investigation to work within the standards that they set. That's going to make you wonder how much they want this shit to be kept quiet, because they're just going to invoke national security no matter what. You know, if there's something damning, they're just going to be like, national security. You know it. They'll be declaring national security either on the note of just general national security or continuity of government. And if they use continuity of government, you know that what they did was really shady and they tried to overthrow the president. Well, we know this, but there's overwhelming proof, I'll say, that they tried to overthrow Trump, tried to commit a coup, a soft coup, which the CIA is infamous for. What, you don't think that they would do it on their own country? Bullshit. It's probably the easiest place for them to do it, or at least attempt it. And they failed. What does that tell you? Though the ultimate power to declassify documents rests with the president, Mr. Trump's delegation of that power to Mr. Barr effectively stripped Mr. Coates and the CIA of control of their secrets. Yes, so they can't sit there and say, oops, you can't see this. He still gets to see it, and he can decide whether it's classified or not. That's the beauty of this. And they really don't like it. The move could endanger the agency's ability to keep the identities of their sources secret, former intelligence officials said. Bullshit. They can read. He can. Oh, my God. This is what's fucked up. Oh, my God. The deep state, the left, the Democrats, they pull this crap of, the deep state, even though they're not actively, say, involved in this part of it. But, they've got no problems with the narrative of declassify the whole Mueller report. Okay, illegally, violate the law and illegally expose grand jurors and jurors at the grand jury and people who testified, expose them to risk. They have no problems with that. But when it comes to the getting to the bottom of the Trump thing, national security, we got to, can't have that out there. Well, Barr can easily redact those names. I love how they forget about redaction. Mr. Coates and Gina Haspel, the CIA director, will fight hard to ensure that their most valuable secrets, the identities of sources, are protected. Former officials have said. Ms. Haspel has been described as a fierce political infighter, but she has also been careful to cultivate a strong working relationship with Mr. Barr, former officials said. Now, what's funny is they want to hide their sources because odds are these sources are completely not credible in this initiating the Russia investigation, investigate Trump bullshit. Now, their names don't have to be made public, number one. They can be looked at and put under scrutiny. If they turn out to be a complete fraud and a sham, and they knew what they were doing was, say, overthrow a president, they should be criminally charged and their name made public. But in general, you can keep their name out of the thing, out of the investigation. Just saying. These people are idiots. They think that they're going to be able to, slant this and make it look bad, that we're going to get to the bottom of the investigation, or what started it. Excuse me. Traditionally, the CIA has been effective at intramural government fights, in large measure because its power comes from its information and its closely guarded secrets. By taking that power from intelligence agencies, Mr. Trump and Mr. Barr may have weakened the CIA. Oh, really? I got no problems with that. The CIA has way too much power, has way too much authority. I got no problems with the CIA being weakened. JFK was right. He wanted to break it into a million pieces, and I got no problems if that happens. Maybe this will bring it a little bit closer, probably not much, but at least it'll bring it a little closer to that. The intelligence agencies already have a degree of unease over the Justice Department's ability to keep the identity of sources secret. The name of the FBI informant involved in the initial investigation of Trump campaign's contacts with Russia was inadvertently made public. Oh, you mean the bitch that tried to sleep with Papadopoulos? You talking that one? Yeah, that didn't look too good for the left and the Democrats and the deep state and the U.S. intelligence and the FBI, especially where that was their bitch. Yeah, you poor bastards. You got to deal with that one. Doesn't look good for you. You tried to have some broad sleep with Papadopoulos to frame him and to dig up dirt at the same time. That's not going to come out good for you. And that's why you don't want the name out there. It has nothing to do with the name itself. If you compromise agents, lives can be lost. So wait a minute. Exposing an agent of a federal agency trying to basically incriminate the Trump campaign? You're going to compare it to, like, say, a CIA agent operating, or an asset operating within the Iranian government? Yeah, because that's what you're kind of doing there. It doesn't work like that. This is why this is so sensitive. Senator Angus King, the main independent who is a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, said in an interview, "It is important to be exceedingly careful in this area. This is my only concern, and I hope Mr. Barr realizes that." Oh, yeah, because heaven forbid that actual criminals in our U.S. intelligence agencies who are doing things like literally trying to entrap the Trump campaign using Papadopoulos by, hoping to dick them. Yeah, we really don't need to know those things. Heaven forbid. No, wait. We do need to know those things because we need to know how corrupt our government is, how corrupt the agencies that operate within it are. But yet, you people have a problem with that. If you have a problem with it, that means that we should probably have a problem with you having a problem with it and should have a problem with them not releasing it. Just saying. Mr. Barr asked Mr. Trump for the declassification authority, a Justice Department official said on Thursday. He has not detailed the information he is seeking, but some officials have said he is interested in how the CIA concluded Mr. Putin ordered the interference campaign in 2016. Yeah, because, that's the basis for, like, the DNC's shit and their lies and claims that we're just told, that we're supposed to believe, was that this was ordered. The CIA, they said this to back that shit up. Go figure. The most prominent of the CIA's sources of intelligence on Russia's election interference was a person close to Mr. Putin who provided information about his involvement, former officials have said. Now, this is what's funny. They keep referring to their own shit, like fake news referring to their own fake news. It's hilarious, number one, on that note. But number two, it's all anonymous sources. So we're supposed to just believe this, but take and not have any proof, but just take their word for it. The source turned over evidence for one of the last major intelligence conclusions that President Barack Obama made public before leaving office, that Mr. Putin himself was behind the Russia hack. Oh, you mean the one, are you talking the DNC one that is more than likely Seth Rich? The one that you guys tried to cover up? Because that's what it sounds like to me. The one that, Seth Rich got a double tap botched robbery done to him on? Yeah. Actually, it wasn't even a robbery. They didn't even bother to take his watch or his wallet or anything like that. They just double tapped him. Hillary's hitmen are getting lazy in their old age, or I should say the Clintons' hitmen. But I'm sure Hillary gave more of the orders than Bill did. Just saying. That's just my opinion. Long nurtured by the CIA, the source rose to a position that enabled the informant to provide key information in 2016 about the Russian leadership's role in the interference campaign, the official said. Sure. John O'Brien, the CIA director under Mr. Obama, would bring reports from the source directly to the White House, keeping them out of the president's daily intelligence briefing for fear that the briefing document was too widely disseminated, according to the officials. Oh, well, how fucking convenient. This source, they don't have any proof, but we're just supposed to believe this because he kept it separate out of fear for that person. One of the most classified documents that's put out, on a regular basis is the presidential daily brief, the president's daily intelligence briefing. And he's trying to act like, in the Obama administration, shit was leaking like a sieve, like the beginning of the Trump administration. Sure. We're supposed to believe that there's no evidence of this, but we just have to take Brennan's word, scumbag Brennan, at face value. Okay. Instead, he would place them in an envelope for Mr. Obama and a tiny circle of aides to read. Oh, well, how convenient. To me, that sounds like they were trying to hide this shit from the rest of the White House, from legitimate people who would look at it and see that it was complete and total bullshit. Just my opinion. But Mr. Trump's promise to declassify a broad swath of documents suggests that Mr. Barr's mandate is more extensive than investigating any single source. Mr. Trump's comments mentioning Britain and Australia appeared to be a reference to the FBI's investigation of George Papadopoulos, a former Trump campaign aide. Yes. That the FBI tried to have some chick sleep with him so that he would, put down his guard so he could be incriminated against him. Maybe they could get some dirt on. Go figure. They were involved in that. Go figure. An Australian diplomat told the FBI in the summer of 2016 that Mr. Papadopoulos had said that Russia had made an offer to help the Trump campaign by releasing stolen Democratic emails. Oh, how convenient. An Australian diplomat said that. The FBI enlisted an informant, Stefan Halper, to talk to Mr. Papadopoulos, an investigative technique that prompted Mr. Trump to accuse the Bureau of spying on his campaign. That is a lie. What he accused them of spying on him with was the wiretapping, was the freaking literal listening into his phone calls and trying to bug Trump Tower and shit like that. Let's be honest. Nice try, though. Mr. Barr has picked up on the term spying, invoking it multiple times in recent weeks to describe the steps FBI took to investigate the Trump campaign but stopping short of alleging that the Bureau acted improperly. Oh my God. You have the Attorney General saying they did spy. Oh, well, he adopted Trump's words for it. No, that could be his own opinion about it. Because it was spying. It was literally the federal government spying for an opposing candidate and an opposing party. You sleazebags. New York Times, and you wonder why people call you fake news. Because you are fake news when you push shit like that. It would have been improper for the intelligence agencies to sit on the information for Mr. Papadopoulos, Mr. King said. Conveniently. If someone, because they've got this anonymous Australian diplomat, they don't say what country the Australian diplomat's to. They don't want you to assume it's the U.S. It might not be. It could be, it could just be some... I'm sorry. It could just be some koala fucker, for all we know. But yeah, so the koala fucker tells you, hey... Yeah, the Papadopoulos said this. And that was the basis for this shit. Did he have his dick in a koala at the time that he told you? Just wondering. If someone came and told that to the CIA or FBI, and they didn't open a counterintelligence investigation, they would be guilty of malpractice, he said. If they had ignored that, it would have been acceptable law enforcement, especially when we are dealing with an adversary trying to undermine our country. Oh, really? Whatever happened to due process? Okay. Someone saying that you said something that could be possibly, remotely, maybe, something you might have said that could be criminal. Since when is that enough basis to open an investigation? It's fucking hearsay. If you took that shit to a court of law, okay, whether it's for a warrant or a goddamn trial, the judge would laugh you out of court. But yet that was enough to open a fucking investigation. You people are pathetic. You people are vile. You deep state shitbags. You know what? You all need to be investigated, and I hope this is the start of it. And then each and every one of you gets charged criminally because this was treason. And, yeah, we know what the punishment for treason is. I wouldn't shed a tear if it happened. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. You people are pathetic. He also said the intelligence committee looked at both the FBI's and CIA's role in the origins of the Russia inquiry. He said the CIA and the National Security Agency played roles in the inquiry, but said that was proper. We don't know that. You're just saying he said that. What exactly did he say? Because there wouldn't be an investigation if they acted properly. Just saying. Come on now, people. How stupid do you think we are? There would be no inquiry if they acted properly. Some revelations about the intelligence operations around the 2016 campaign have angered officials in Britain, Australia, and other closely allied countries, according to former officials. Yes, because they were involved in this shit and it could come back and blow up in their faces. Of course, it angered them because they were told by Hillary and Obama and the left and the deep state, oh, don't worry, this is not going to come back and bite you in the ass. Oh, don't worry, this is not going to blow up in our faces. We just need you to act like a credible source so that we have something to go off of so that we can start our bullshit investigation. And now it could end up blowing up in their faces. That's why they're angered. But let's try to make it sound like it's a completely different situation. Exposing further information about British or Australian cooperation in the investigation could deepen tensions with the two of America's closest intelligence partners. Well, you know what? If they're neck deep in the shit, good. Because you know what? We don't need them as allies, whether it's for intelligence or otherwise. We don't need them as intelligence partners because they're not trustworthy. If they were willing to get involved in this shit, this Russian witch hunt, how can we trust the intelligence we get from them? It's bad enough that we can't trust our own intelligence agencies. Why should we, put our faith and risk them being lying sacks of shit like our own intelligence agencies? Oh, wait, we don't need to worry about risking it because they are. And now they're scared shitless that they're going to get caught on it. It is yet another step that will raise questions among our allies and partners about whether to share sensitive intelligence with us, said Michael Morrell, the former deputy director of the CIA and the host of the Intelligence Matters podcast. Share intelligence? What intelligence? You mean fabricated intelligence that they helped you, collect? as they handed it over, meaning they handed it over to you so you could say that it had some credibility? That's what you're talking about? That's what it sounds like to me. Mr. Morrell said Mr. Coates, not the Attorney General, was in the best position to determine what information would be damaging if declassified. Oh, instant appeal to authority of the shitbags in the Central Intelligence, well, a shitbag in the Central Intelligence Agency. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. You're going to appeal to the authority of the guy running a clandestine intelligence agency to be able to decide what shit should be kept classified. Oh my God, that is like the ultimate appeal to authority. Holy shit. Oh God. Anyway, intelligence officials have feared before that their findings were being twisted to political agendas. Notably concerns during the run-up to the Iraq War that information about Saddam Hussein's alleged weapons of mass destruction was being cherry-picked to justify the 2003 invasion. Wow. Talk about completely changing the narrative of Baby Bush's little war. The intelligence agencies were saying, hey, there's no weapons of mass destruction, while Bush, well, we'll say Baby Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Colin Powell, and others were saying there was. That's what happened there. There was no twisting. There was just complete ignoring of their intelligence. Let's be honest. But Mr. Trump's order could be tremendously damaging to the CIA and other intelligence agencies, drying up sources and inhibiting their ability to gather intelligence, said Representative Adam B. Schiff, Democrat of California and the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Well, of course, Schiff is scared shiffless. He's freaking out about this. This could come back to bite a bunch of Democrats in the ass. It really could. And on top of this, it could destroy the foundation for their continued Russian witch hunt, which is pretty flimsy at this point. It's pretty deteriorated because they don't have shit. The Mueller report was the idea of taking a wrecking ball to it. And what they have left of that foundation ain't pretty, and it isn't much. But they're going to hold on to that and try to use it as much as they can. And this type of investigation could completely destroy the rest of that foundation and screw all of them over and make them look beyond bad in the eyes of the American people. I mean, something like this could actually damage the Democrats on the note of political power for a very long time. It really could. And they know it. They definitely know it. The president now seems intent on declassifying intelligence to weaponize it, Mr. Schiff said in an interview. No? Okay, so basically, part of this investigation is going to be what led to this conclusion that Russia hacked, say, the DNC servers. They don't want that out there because then that will raise more questions about it, and then that's going to raise even more questions. And it's just going to be a cascading event, and it's with more than just, say, the servers. It's about the whole Papadopoulos thing. Everything is going to cause like this. Say you're at the top of a mountain and you've got snowballs just rolling down from the top of it in all directions because you got one focal point. And if you start unraveling that, which is the initial part of this investigation, it's just going to start snowballing and rolling down, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to start consuming them. Mr. Trump has long held that he was a target of the deep state, at various points accusing Mr. Obama without evidence of tapping his phones. That's a lie. You idiots at the New York Times even said that he was wiretapping the phones. You then changed the article, if memory serves. I think that's what you guys did. And changed the title and tried to act like, oh, no, we didn't say wiretapping because you guys were trying to use, and the legacy media were trying to use wiretapping to attack Trump. You sleazebags. But anyway, no, Mr. Obama, without any evidence of tapping his phones, which there is evidence, screw you, the FBI of secretly trying to undermine his candidacy, and past intelligence chiefs of bending their findings to prove Russian involvement in his election victory. All of it true. All of it is 100% true. Nice try. He has repeatedly appeared to side with Mr. Putin's contention that there is no evidence of a Russian campaign to sabotage the 2016 election. No. He has said that there's no evidence that they did, which Putin has said. But because each of them has said that, you're trying to make it sound like he's parroting Putin? Fuck off. You people are so pathetic. Wow. But the Mueller report left no question that the Russian leadership was behind both the theft and the publication of emails and other data from Democrats and social media campaign that ultimately worked to lift Mr. Trump's candidacy, as well as efforts to tamper with the election registration systems. All of that is just one big lie. Complete and total lie. It did not leave no question regarding Russian leadership behind the theft and publication of emails. You're talking the DNC emails, the one that Seth Rich hacked? Yeah, it didn't do that. Nice try, though. See, you don't expect people to have read it. You don't expect people to know what's actually in it. You just think that you can pull this shit out of your ass and people are going to buy it. You guys are sad. And then the social media campaign, you mean Facebook ads that were put out after the election? Okay, good. Mr. Schiff pledged that his committee would closely monitor Mr. Barr's actions in the inquiry. We're going to expose any abuse and any politicization of intelligence, he said. Now, it's funny he chose that politicization, sorry. Can't say that 5 times fast. I know that at this point. But you notice the politicization thing, okay? If they bring up things that exonerate Trump, Schiff is instantly going to claim it's politicization of it. The Democrats are going to claim it's politicization of it. The legacy media is going to claim it's politicization of it. That's what they're setting up here. If he finds anything, oh, you're just taking that and making it political, even though it was the left and the Democrats and the deep state all pulling the shit, you're just making it political. That's what they're going to do. This is ridiculous. Oh, it looks like my gate is not set high enough. You might have just heard a siren because my windows are open. I figured it's late at night, get some fresh air in here and I'm going to record. But anyway, yeah. If you're hearing the sirens, I apologize. Yeah, no, they're not coming to get me. Actually, you never know. No, but anyway, but seriously. I mean, I chose this article because I just wanted to show how they're trying to make it like this situation of Barr having this ability to, I don't know, give the truth to the American people about what happened. They're trying to portray it as a threat to the CIA and its power. Well, you know what? It has too much power. I've got no problems with it being weakened a bit, as I said. I mean, this is just ridiculous. They know that the CIA was involved in this. They know that there could be some really shady shit because look at it this way. The CIA could be like the idea of how Hydra was within S.H.I.E.L.D. in Winter Soldier. And could be feeding bad intelligence. Especially like with this. This would be a good example of it. If they actually get to the bottom of things. You know, it could be completely false intelligence to, at best, just bad intelligence. And they don't want that out there because it makes them look bad. It makes the American people wonder and question why we need an agency like the CIA in its current incarnation, if at all. So, yeah, they don't want that to happen. I think this is going to actually be a situation where it's going to freak out a lot of people. And if Barr plays it legit like he has been, there's going to be a lot of dirt dug up regarding how the whole Russian investigation was started. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.